Welcome to my channel World of Coins, the place where history meets treasure. Here, every coin tells a story, from the oldest United States classics that shaped our past to the newest rare discoveries that amaze collectors today. If you love the thrill of uncovering hidden value, exploring the beauty of design, and learning the secrets behind coins worth fortunes, then you're in the right place. Join us as we dive deep into the world of rare U.S. coins, both old and new, and reveal the fascinating details that make them priceless. Top 1. The Lincoln cent has been a beloved piece of American coinage for more than a century, and the 1971 issue holds a special place in the series. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary penny, but collectors know that the story behind this coin goes far deeper than its face value of 1 cent. The obverse of the 1971 penny still carried the dignified bust of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909. By 1971, Brenner's portrait had already been in use for over 60 years, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. Lincoln's enduring image symbolized strength, leadership, and unity for the nation. The reverse side displayed the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., designed by Frank Gasparo. Introduced in 1959 to honor the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, this design replaced the wheat ears that had been used since the coin's debut. The memorial design carried with it a message of national remembrance and respect. When viewed closely, the Lincoln Memorial design offers a remarkable detail. If you look carefully at the center of the memorial, you can actually see a tiny seated statue of Lincoln inside. This small but thoughtful touch connected the coin directly to the famous monument itself. The 1971 pennies were struck at multiple mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint produced millions of coins, but the presence of mint marks tells collectors exactly where a penny was made. Denver coins bear the D, San Francisco issues carry the S, while Philadelphia coins of that time were struck without a mint mark. Millions upon millions of these pennies entered circulation, and for most people, they served as everyday money to buy gum, candy, newspapers, and countless other small purchases. Yet, for collectors, the real interest lies in the rarest versions of these coins. The San Francisco Mint produced proof coins in 1971, made with specially polished dies and mirror-like planchets. These coins were sold directly to collectors and were never meant for circulation. Their sharp details and brilliant surfaces make them stand out immediately when compared to regular pennies. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 1971 Lincoln cent is the presence of error varieties. Some coins display double dies on the obverse, most notably affecting the date and the word Liberty. These double die errors are highly collectible and can transform an ordinary penny into a true rarity. Another factor that makes the 1971 penny appealing to collectors is its composition. The coins were still made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, a metallic blend that gave the coins a rich reddish-brown color. It wouldn't be until 1982 that the composition changed to a copper-plated zinc core. Over time, most 1971 pennies became heavily worn through circulation, losing their sharp details and natural luster. Finding examples that remain in pristine, uncirculated condition is far more challenging, and such coins are the ones collectors treasure most. High-grade examples graded by professional services often reveal a stunning level of preservation. The original mint luster, sharp details, and flawless surfaces make these coins stand apart, and collectors are always on the lookout for such exceptional specimens. The Lincoln Memorial reverse is also a key focus for specialists. Well-struck coins will display full lines on the memorial steps, while weaker strikes may show softness in those areas. Collectors often pay a premium for coins that display these small but important details fully. The double die obverse variety of the 1971 penny is among the most famous errors of the decade. The doubling on the date, motto, and Lincoln's profile creates a dramatic and unmistakable look, making it one of the most desirable Lincoln cent varieties in existence. Even minor variations can make a 1971 penny more interesting. Coins with unusual toning, such as rainbow-like colors created by natural oxidation, are often prized for their uniqueness. Collectors view these coins as miniature works of art created by time itself. Proof coins from San Francisco in 1971 are particularly beautiful. Their deep mirrored surfaces and frosted designs make them stand out in any collection. Perfectly preserved proof coins can achieve extremely high grades and are always in demand among serious collectors. While millions of 1971 pennies are still around today, the challenge lies in finding those few extraordinary examples that have survived without damage. Scratches, spots, and wear diminish value. While untouched coins rise to the top of the market, the Lincoln Cent series is one of the most widely collected in the world, and the 1971 issue plays a vital role in that timeline. Every collector who seeks a complete set must include this year, making it an essential piece of the puzzle. Beyond collecting, the 1971 penny also carries historical significance. It represents a time when the nation was experiencing major cultural, political, and economic changes. Holding a penny from that year is like holding a small piece of American history. Coins like the 1971 penny are often cherished for personal reasons as well. People born in 1971 or celebrating special milestones in that year often seek out coins dated accordingly, turning these pennies into keepsakes with sentimental value. Numismatic auctions have proven that high-grade 1971 pennies and era varieties can fetch extraordinary prices. Collectors recognize the difficulty of finding such coins, and competition among bidders can drive values much higher than expected. The story of the Lincoln Cent is also the story of American coinage itself. Introduced in 1909, it marked the first time a real person was honored on U.S. circulating coinage, breaking with the earlier tradition of using symbolic figures. By 1971, the design had become deeply rooted in American life. The endurance of Brenner's design is remarkable. His portrait of Lincoln, paired with Gasparo's memorial, made the penny instantly recognizable and deeply symbolic, blending history, art, and national identity in one small coin. Collectors often say that the thrill of numismatics comes from discovery. With the 1971 penny, that thrill is real, whether it's spotting a doubled die, uncovering a proof coin, or finding a perfectly preserved mint-state example hidden in a roll of coins. Coin dealers and collectors around the world recognize the 1971 penny as a must-have. Its potential for errors, high grades, and proof quality makes it an exciting year to study and collect. Even today, many people overlook the humble penny, dismissing it as insignificant. But collectors know better. Coins like the 1971 Lincoln Cent prove that even the smallest denomination can carry immense history, artistry, and value. The preservation of these coins is crucial. Kept safely in holders or albums, 1971 pennies can remain beautiful and valuable for decades to come. Left in circulation or exposed to damage, their potential is quickly lost. The Lincoln penny of 1971 is a reminder that beauty and value can be found in unexpected places. What appears to be a simple coin in your pocket may, under the right circumstances, turn out to be a treasure. Ultimately, the story of the 1971 Lincoln Cent is one of history, rarity, and discovery. It connects everyday Americans to their past while offering collectors the chance to own something truly special. And for those remarkable examples preserved in flawless condition, especially rare double-die obverse varieties, the United States of America Lincoln 1 cent penny 1971 can reach a value of $127,000. Top 2. The Lincoln 1 cent penny from 1975 is a coin that might seem ordinary to most people, but to collectors, it carries a fascinating story. Hidden within its copper surface is a tale of history, artistry, and surprising value that continues to capture the imagination of numismatists. The obverse of the 1975 penny features the iconic bust of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner back in 1909. This portrait had already been in use for more than 6 decades, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. Lincoln's image was chosen to honor the 100th anniversary of his birth, and it became the first circulating U.S. coin to feature the portrait of an actual person. By 1975, the design had become deeply familiar, symbolizing strength, leadership, and unity. On the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial stands tall. This design by Frank Gasparo was introduced in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The memorial had replaced the beloved wheat ears reverse, ushering in a new era of design. One remarkable detail of the Lincoln Memorial design is that if you look closely at the tiny details between the columns, you can see a miniature statue of Lincoln seated inside, just as it appears in real life in Washington, D.C. The 1975 penny was struck in 3 different mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Philadelphia coins carried no mint mark, Denver coins displayed the letter D, and San Francisco produced proof coins marked with S. The proof coins struck in San Francisco were not intended for everyday circulation. These special coins were made with polished dies and planchets, giving them sharp, frosted details and mirror-like fields. They were sold to collectors as part of annual proof sets. The composition of the 1975 penny was 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving the coin its classic reddish-brown appearance. It wasn't until 1982 that the penny's composition was changed to a copper-plated zinc core, making these older copper issues more desirable. Most of the 1975 pennies that entered circulation have heavy wear today. The details on Lincoln's portrait and the memorial steps often show flattening, and the original luster has long since faded. For collectors, finding a 1975 penny in pristine, uncirculated condition can be a real challenge. These gems, untouched by circulation, display the beautiful cartwheel luster that makes them instantly appealing under the light. Grading plays an important role in determining the value of 1975 pennies. The higher the grade, the rarer the coin becomes. Coins graded at the top levels by professional grading services can command astonishing prices at auction. Proof coins add another level of interest for collectors. Their sharp designs, deep mirrors, and flawless preservation make them sought after. But even among proofs, only the very best survive without haze, scratches, or spots. One of the most exciting aspects of the 1975 penny is the possibility of error coins. Doubled dies, off-center strikes, and other minting mistakes occasionally appear, and these coins are often worth far more than their face value. The doubled die obverse is a favorite among collectors. On some examples, you can see extra thickness or doubling on the date or letters, which makes these coins stand out immediately under magnification. Even without errors, the 1975 penny can become valuable when it displays unusual natural toning. Over decades, copper reacts with its environment, creating shades of red, blue, purple, or gold that make each toned coin unique. Collectors love searching through rolls of 1975 pennies from banks, old collections, or coin jars, hoping to uncover a hidden treasure. The thrill of discovery keeps the hunt alive for both beginners and seasoned numismatists. Auction houses have occasionally seen 1975 pennies bring surprisingly high prices, particularly when the coins are in extraordinary condition. Bidding wars between collectors often push the final price far above initial estimates. The Lincoln cent as a series is one of the most widely collected in the world, and the 1975 penny plays an essential role in completing that story. Every collector working on a full set needs this date, ensuring its place in history. Historically, the 1975 penny also represents a period of transition in the United States. The nation was preparing for the bicentennial celebrations of 1976, and coins struck in this era are linked to a sense of national pride. The copper cents of the 1970s have become especially appealing as time goes on. With copper values rising and fewer high-grade examples surviving, coins like the 1975 penny have gained more attention in the numismatic community. Collectors study details carefully when evaluating a 1975 penny. Full lines on the Lincoln Memorial steps, a sharp strike on Lincoln's hair and beard, and clean, original luster all contribute to a coin's desirability. Preservation is key. Coins stored in albums, original rolls, or protective holders often survive in better condition than those left in circulation. This is why so few coins of this date remain flawless today. The Lincoln cent is more than just a piece of currency, it is a piece of American heritage. Each coin serves as a reminder of Abraham Lincoln's legacy and the values he represented, which still inspire people more than a century later. By 1975, the penny had become so common that most people never stopped to appreciate its artistry or history. Yet collectors have always known that even this smallest coin can hold immense significance. The 1975 penny also serves as a time capsule. It represents the mid-1970s, a decade of cultural change, economic challenges, and growing national pride. Holding one connects you directly to that moment in history. Coin shows and conventions often feature 1975 pennies in brilliant mint state or proof condition. Collectors enjoy comparing their finds, searching for rare varieties, and adding these coins to their collections. The fascination with the Lincoln cent series lies in its combination of accessibility and rarity. Almost everyone has handled one, yet finding the finest examples is a pursuit that can last a lifetime. the Lincoln 1-cent penny from 1975 proves that even the smallest denomination can carry enormous value when preserved with care, admired for its design, and appreciated for its history, and for those rare examples that survive in perfect condition. With exceptional preservation and collector demand, the United States of America Lincoln 1-cent penny 1975 can reach a value of $117,000. Top 3. The Lincoln 1-cent penny of 1978 may appear to be a simple piece of everyday change, but behind its copper surface lies a fascinating story. Collectors know that this year's penny carries with it artistry, history, and the potential for remarkable value. The obverse of the 1978 penny proudly displays Abraham Lincoln's profile. Designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909, this portrait had already been in circulation for nearly 70 years by the time 1978 arrived. It was the first circulating U.S. coin to honor an actual person. Lincoln's image symbolized more than leadership. It was a daily reminder of unity and sacrifice. For millions of Americans in 1978, carrying a penny meant carrying a piece of history tied directly to one of the nation's greatest presidents. On the reverse side of the coin, Frank Gasparo's design of the Lincoln Memorial was prominently displayed. Introduced in 1959, this design replaced the wheat cent reverse and gave the coin a modern, patriotic look. The Lincoln Memorial reverse is filled with fine details. When examined closely, one can see the miniature seated statue of Lincoln visible between the columns, a thoughtful touch that connects the coin directly to the real monument in Washington, D.C. The 1978 pennies were minted at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia coins carried no mint mark, the Denver coins carried a small D, and the San Francisco coins bore the S mint mark, reserved for proof strikes. The Philadelphia and Denver mints struck hundreds of millions of pennies for circulation, while San Francisco focused on producing proof coins for collectors. These proof issues were not intended for daily use and often survive in pristine condition. Proof pennies from 1978 have an especially beautiful appearance. They feature sharp, frosted designs and mirror-like surfaces that reflect light brilliantly. These qualities make them stand out from regular circulation strikes. The composition of the 1978 penny was 95% copper and 5% zinc. This classic alloy gave the coin a warm reddish-brown tone that collectors admire. It wouldn't be until 1982 that the penny's composition changed to a copper-plated zinc core. As with many older copper cents, most 1978 pennies that circulated heavily show signs of wear. Lincoln's hair and beard often appear worn smooth, and the steps of the memorial may lose their definition. Collectors focus on finding coins that remain sharp and lustrous. A mint state example from 1978 displays beautiful cartwheel luster and well-defined details, making it far more desirable than common worn pieces. The grading scale plays a critical role in determining a coin's worth. Coins graded in the highest levels of mint state are rare, and they attract strong demand when they appear at auction or in collections. Errors and varieties add another dimension to the 1978 penny's appeal. Off-center strikes, die cracks, and other unusual minting mistakes from this year are prized by collectors who specialize in error coins. Though not as famous as some earlier double dies, 1978 does present opportunities for collectors to find minor variations that make their coins unique. Any unusual features can add interest and value. Toning is another aspect that makes certain 1978 pennies stand out. Over time, copper coins may develop rainbow-like colors, blues, purples, and reds, that make each piece one of a kind. Such coins often attract bidders at auctions. The San Francisco proof pennies remain an especially popular choice for collectors. Many still shine today as if freshly struck, and in the highest grades, they are considered small works of art in copper. While millions of these pennies exist, the survival of flawless examples is far less common. Handling, circulation, and improper storage have damaged countless coins, leaving only a small fraction in pristine condition. The Lincoln Cent series is the most widely collected coin series in the United States, and the 1978 penny is an important part of that history. Completing a set means including this year, whether from circulation, mint state, or proof. Historically, the 1978 penny also reflects its era. It was struck during a time of cultural and economic change in America, as inflation grew and coins themselves were questioned for their usefulness in everyday transactions, yet, even during uncertain times, the penny remained a symbol of tradition. It was a coin that connected generations, unchanged in appearance, carrying with it Lincoln's enduring legacy. For many collectors, the penny is also a personal token. Someone born in 1978 might cherish a penny from that year as a keepsake, making it more than just money but also a piece of personal history. Auction results have shown that certain 1978 pennies in extraordinary condition can command strong prices. Competition among collectors ensures that the finest coins never go unnoticed. The artistry of the Lincoln cent is often underappreciated. Brenner's portrait of Lincoln and Gasparo's detailed memorial combine to make a coin that is both functional and beautiful. The steps of the Lincoln memorial are particularly important to collectors. Well-struck coins reveal full, sharp lines, while weaker strikes lose this detail. Specialists carefully examine these areas when judging quality. Preservation plays a central role in a coin's fate. Coins stored carefully in holders, albums, or original mint packaging are far more likely to survive in top condition than those left loose in circulation. The 1978 penny is also a reminder of how something so small can carry great meaning. To most people, it is worth only 1 cent, but to collectors, it can become a treasure worth far more. The hunt for such treasures is what makes coin collecting exciting. Searching rolls, checking pocket change, or examining old jars of coins always carries the possibility of finding a rare 1978 penny in remarkable shape. Every coin tells a story, and the Lincoln cent of 1978 tells one of tradition, artistry, and hidden value. It connects us to the past while continuing to inspire collectors today, and for those rare examples that survive in perfect mint condition, preserved with their original beauty, the United States of America Lincoln 1-cent penny 1978 can reach a value of $107,000. Top 4. The Lincoln 1-cent penny of 1980 may seem like just another small coin, but when examined closely, it reveals layers of history, artistry, and collector appeal. This coin is far more than ordinary pocket change. On the obverse, we see the familiar bust of Abraham Lincoln. This portrait was first created by Victor David Brenner in 1909, and by 1980 it had already been in circulation for more than 70 years. Lincoln's image remains a powerful symbol of leadership, resilience, and freedom. The penny was the first U.S. coin to honor a real person, and it continues to honor his legacy in American history. The reverse of the 1980 penny features the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. This design replaced the wheat ears reverse in 1959 and stayed until 2008, symbolizing national pride. The Lincoln Memorial design is filled with detail. A magnifying glass reveals that inside the memorial, one can actually see the tiny seated statue of Lincoln, connecting the coin directly to the real monument in Washington. D.C. In 1980, pennies were struck at 3 mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Philadelphia coins had no mint mark, Denver coins carried a D, and San Francisco produced proof coins with the S mint mark. Philadelphia and Denver struck millions of coins for circulation, ensuring that nearly everyone in the country handled a 1980 penny at some point in their lives. The San Francisco Mint produced proof coins, meant for collectors rather than circulation. These proof pennies display sharp details and deep mirror-like fields that set them apart from circulation strikes. The composition of the 1980 penny was still 95% copper and 5% zinc. This traditional alloy gave the coin its reddish-brown tone. Just 2 years later, in 1982, the U.S. Mint would switch to copper-plated zinc due to rising copper costs. Collectors value the classic copper pennies for their rich color and heavier feel compared to modern pennies. The 1980 penny is one of the last years to use this full copper composition. In circulation, most 1980 pennies became heavily worn. Lincoln's hair and beard often lose detail, and the steps of the Lincoln Memorial appear flat or smoothed over. Collectors seek out well-preserved coins. A bright, uncirculated 1980 penny with full luster and sharp details is far scarcer than the millions of worn examples still floating around. The grading scale is vital when determining a coin's value. Coins that grade mint state 65 or higher, with no distracting marks or wear, are much more valuable than lower-grade pieces. Proof coins from 1980 are especially admired. Their frosted designs and reflective fields showcase the artistry of the coin, and when preserved carefully, they look almost flawless even today. some 1980 pennies show errors, which greatly intrigue collectors. Off-center strikes, die cracks, and filled mint marks are examples that add rarity and uniqueness. These mint errors, combined with the coin's copper composition and collector interest, make certain 1980 pennies much more desirable than others. Toning also plays a role in collectability. Over the years, copper pennies can develop colors ranging from blues and purples to deep reds. Collectors love these naturally toned coins for their uniqueness. The 1980 penny is also a part of the broader Lincoln cent series, the most widely collected coin series in the United States. Many collectors aim to complete full sets, and this year is essential to include. Historically, 1980 was a time of economic challenges in America, with inflation affecting everyday life. Coins like the penny were reminders of stability, continuing unchanged in design even during uncertain times. For collectors born in 1980, this coin holds special sentimental value. Many people collect pennies from their birth year, adding a personal connection to their hobby. The artistry of Brenner's Lincoln portrait and Gasparo's memorial design makes this coin both historic and beautiful. Despite being small, its design represents important symbols of America. Auction houses have seen strong prices for high-grade 1980 pennies, particularly for examples preserved in pristine condition or struck with exceptional sharpness. Proof coins graded at the highest levels are especially valuable. With their mirror-like finish, they are considered gems within the Lincoln cent series. The steps of the Lincoln Memorial are carefully examined by collectors. Coins that show full steps are rare, as striking quality often fail to capture this fine detail. Preservation is everything when it comes to value. Coins that were carefully stored in protective holders are far more valuable than those left to circulate or suffer from environmental damage. The 1980 penny is a fascinating piece for roll hunters and collectors who search bank rolls and old jars of change. Every now and then, a rare, well-preserved coin surfaces unexpectedly. For such a small denomination, the penny has had a huge cultural impact. It continues to be a coin people recognize instantly, and the 1980 issue is part of that ongoing story. Each coin tells a tale. The 1980 penny carries the legacy of Lincoln, the artistry of Gasparo, and the resilience of American coinage traditions, and when preserved in stunning condition, the United States of America Lincoln 1-cent penny 1980 can reach the extraordinary value of $100,000. Top 5. The Lincoln 1-cent penny of 1982 is one of the most fascinating coins in modern U.S. history. What may look like an ordinary penny in your hand can actually tell an incredible story about change, transition, and hidden value. At first glance, the 1982 penny still shows the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. This design, created by Victor David Brenner in 1909, had already been used for more than 70 years by the time this coin was struck. Lincoln's image represents far more than money. It reminds Americans of leadership, perseverance, and unity, making this small coin a constant symbol of national pride. On the reverse side, Frank Gasparo's design of the Lincoln Memorial remains in full display. Introduced in 1959, this reverse design replaced the wheat cent and stood for nearly 5 decades as a reminder of American strength and heritage. But what makes the 1982 penny so important is not just its design, but its composition. This year marked a major change in U.S. coinage that would forever alter the penny. Before 1982, pennies were made from 95% copper and 5% zinc. These classic copper cents had a warm reddish tone and were heavier in the hand. They had been produced in this composition since 1909. However, the rising cost of copper in the early 1980s made it too expensive for the mint to continue using so much of the metal in such a small denomination. Producing a penny was costing more than 1 cent. As a result, 1982 became the year of transition. Some pennies were struck in the old copper composition, while others were struck in a new format, a zinc core coated with a thin layer of copper. This change made the penny much lighter. Copper cents weigh about 3.11 grams, while the new zinc cents weigh only 2.5 grams. Collectors today use weight as the easiest way to tell them apart. The existence of both copper and zinc pennies in 1982 has made this year a favorite for collectors. It is the only year in modern U.S. coinage where both types circulated together. To make things even more interesting, 1982 pennies also came in 2 different date styles. Some were struck with large date numerals, while others were struck with small date numerals. this means that a total of 7 major varieties exist for the 1982 Lincoln cent: copper large date, copper small date, zinc large date, zinc small date, and each struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, plus the San Francisco proofs. Collectors love searching through 1982 pennies because of this variety. A complete set requires multiple coins, making it a true challenge for Lincoln cent enthusiasts. The San Francisco Mint produced proof coins in 1982 with the S mint mark. These proofs were made for collectors and often survive in dazzling, mirror-like condition. Meanwhile, Philadelphia coins bore no mint mark, and Denver coins carried the D. Both struck millions of pennies, ensuring that the 1982 cent entered circulation across the nation. The grading of 1982 pennies plays a huge role in their value. Coins that remain in mint state condition with full luster are much rarer and more valuable than those worn down in circulation. The Lincoln Memorial reverse provides collectors with a specific detail to examine: the steps. Coins showing crisp, full steps are far more desirable, as many strikes from this era were weak. Errors and varieties from 1982 are especially intriguing. Some off-center strikes, die cracks, and double dies have been reported, creating rare and valuable pieces. Even though millions of these pennies were struck, finding one in superb condition today is no easy task. The vast majority were spent, scratched, and worn down through decades of use. Some copper pennies from 1982 have been hoarded by collectors and investors alike, who believe in the long-term value of copper coins compared to their zinc replacements. Toning also adds personality to certain 1982 pennies. Over time, copper coins may develop beautiful shades of red, blue, or purple, making each coin unique and highly collectible. The 1982 penny captures a turning point in U.S. coinage history. It is a coin of transition, where old traditions met new economic realities. For collectors, this makes it one of the most exciting modern Lincoln cents to study and collect. Few other years offer such a mix of varieties, metals, and styles. Auction results have shown that the best preserved examples of 1982 pennies can sell for impressive amounts, especially when graded at the highest levels or when displaying rare varieties. Proof coins graded at the top of the scale are especially popular. Their sharp details and frosted designs make them miniature works of art in copper and zinc. The 1982 penny is also a favorite for those who enjoy searching through old rolls or jars of coins. The chance of finding a copper variety among zinc pieces makes the hunt both fun and rewarding. For many Americans, the penny may be just 1 cent, often overlooked or left in a change jar. But for collectors, it represents history, art, and the thrill of discovery. The Lincoln cent series remains the most widely collected in the United States, and the 1982 penny stands out as one of its most remarkable and complex issues. Every coin has a story, and the 1982 penny tells a tale of change. It marks the end of one era and the beginning of another, forever remembered as the year of the copper-to-zinc transition. And for those rare examples preserved in stunning condition, the United States of America Lincoln 1 cent penny 1982 can reach the remarkable value of $94,000.